GYMDAD Fitness, and we are going Top Gun mode here with Flightline supplements, fully armed. This is the 2-amino pre-workout of their arsenal, and if you were with me last week, we hit the Flightline Precision Guided Protein. So if you want to isolate, you want something tasty, not too over the top in the flavor. This is a very nice light vanilla, almost like a cupcake-like flavor. Bit of light on the lighter side, which is huge for me. So check out this review if you need an isolate too when you trying to make that next whey isolate decision. But fully armed, this is their high stim pre-workout formula, and this label's loaded. So we're gonna get straight into this one. Actually mixed up a little bit of the drink right here. Got it in my whiskey glass because we are in the pre-workout bar right now. So we're gonna drink it classy. And the flavor, like I said, is Razor Raptor Lemonade. And let me get a good sip of it for you. It's very perfect on the sweetness. It's not like too light, but not over the top. And it's absolutely right down the middle blend of a Raz lemonade. So they killed it on it. Like honestly, this is best as you could do for this combo. Not the biggest raspberry fan, not the biggest lemonade fan, but they mastered this combo. And so I got to give this thing a good solid 9 out of 10 on flavors. This could be a 10 out of 10 if you're a huge Raz lemonade guy. A little too much raspberry McCormick's back in the day for me to be down the clown with the Raz flavor. But really good flavor. So I'll finish that up before we hit the weights. Scaled it out already before I throw it in there. My scale right here. Scaled it twice just for user error. One time it came in at 19. The next time it came in at 20. The serving scoop size is 19.98. So we're gonna give this thing go ahead and give this thing a good solid thumbs up. Like it's gonna be on the money. And when we get to the ingredients profile list, it does need to be as close to the gram as possible for some of these microdose stimulant pre's, but for something like this, that's just absolutely loaded. We don't get too critical on the grammage and how close it really is. And so we'll give that thing a passing grade. I'll go ahead and say they nailed it on the weigh-in too. And so let's get into this label breakdown. So 27 servings, so that's a huge deal because once we get into this label, you can see that this is a snow cone approved pre-workout. GYMDAD Fitness, go ahead and give that thing that snow cone thumbs up if you're a high stim professional user. And the citrulline malate at 6 grams, beta alanine 3.2, carb 10. This is a carbohydrate from pea protein. Had to do a little digging on this one, see what this was all about. So inadvertently, the carbohydrate intake helps with the pumps. So not a direct pump ingredient, but still one of those things that's just gonna all around help with the performance output. Tyrosine, 200 milligrams, 2,000 milligrams there. So that's gonna help with that's part of the focus matrix here. Taurine, an all-arounder there, power output, performance kind of style. Hydration, 1 gram. Choline bititrate, another nootropic add there at 600 milligrams. Lion's Mane Mush Pro, 500 milligrams. And Lion's Mane's getting this kind of rap for being something that's gonna like subdue the pre and like make it more like relaxed, and that's not really the case. It's not like a theanine where like it actually is a direct subdater of the stimulation. Lion's Mane is just gonna help you think more clear, put the mind more at ease, and be able to kind of take on the task a little smoother, a little more efficiently. It's kind of what I've done in my digging on that one in my personal experience, because knowledge is mileage. Knowledge without mileage is bullshit. So you have to run these products before you start listening to some science MC squared motherfucker tell you how it should make you feel. Just stop listening to what people tell you how things should feel and actually run these pre's for yourself and see what it does, because we see this all the time with like, it's kind of like it's trendy with some of these ingredient labels, like, oh, it's got this in it, so it's going to be a terrible pre. So I kind of saw that with Crack Halloween. Everyone kind of getting really freaked out about the canna being in there, and it ended up being one of the best damn pre-workouts I've ran this year. So you always got to run these things first before you start freaking out about the label. And then caffeine anhydrous, 350 milligrams, nice little sweet spot there. Himalayan salt for hydration there, 350. 2-amino, 200 milligrams, that's a good solid dosage. Also depends on the sourcing. We've seen it up to 300 where it hits really well. And I'm gonna get this product down right here because I got a few to compare it to. I love doing this. I know you guys as purchasers like to see comparisons too, so I'm gonna talk about a few of these ones after we get through this thing. Synephrine, 70 milligrams. That's a stimulant. It's gonna help add a little sense of urgency to this one. Decaffeine malate, some of that long-lasting caffeine at 50 milligrams, gonna yield around 34 for 380-ish milligrams of caffeine altogether. Niacin B3 there, 22 milligrams, Herpesine A, 10 milligrams, vitamin B12, 0.5 milligrams to wrap it all up. And let's get into the effects of this one. So overall, everyone is going to want to know. I'm just going to get it right off out of the way. Like the caffeine hits like you'd expect it to hit. 350 milligrams. It's going to hit like pretty hard. It's going to be like, I think a Bang Energy is 300. So it comes in within 15 to 20. And for me personally, it kind of depends on you as a person, how much you weigh, what you ate beforehand, things like that, how quick you drank the drink, all this shit. It kind of depends on how the caffeine hits you. Some people digest it quicker than others, things like that. So for me, it always, if it's just caffeine and hydrates, it's always about that 15 to 20 mark. But then the real party starts at about the 35 to 40 minute mark. And it's not like over the top, like just like high as can be, like in the clouds, like 2 amino buzzing type of 2 amino source. It's more of a smooth, you got to put in a little bit of work, a little bit of effort to get that thing brewing. There's going to be a point when you even might question if this thing is going to be strong enough. I think it's a mixture. That 750 milligrams, I didn't even really get into it, but the L-theanine there at 700 milligrams, I've never seen it that high before. I kind of went on my spiel when I talked about lion's mane about the the thoughts on that one, but I know a lot of people are going to see that 700 milligrams of L-theanine and immediately be like, that's too much. That's going to like take away all the stems, and this is going to be just way too smooth, way too relaxed type pre. And it helped might actually deaden some things down, but it might not be a bad thing. We saw that. I got this one right here. This was lockdown. This one had 300 milligrams of DMHA in this one, and then L-theanine came in at 250 milligrams there at this one. The caffeine was a little bit lower in this one, but one of the ones I compare this one to, the way it comes in, like yes, it's euphoric, but it's not like in the sense where you're so like out of your mind, buzzing that like it starts lifting the weights for you. Both of these ones you kind of had to put in a little bit of work. Another big name brand that kind of compares this one to is the Pyre by KJ Labs. More in comparison to this one, as far as like the 2 amino buzz goes, this one claimed 200 right in the dot as well. This one also had GABA, which is more as another one of those relaxant type products. And so I kind of draw that comparison with that one, with the way that they use the theanine for this one, on how it subdues things and eases it out. As far as like, you're wondering, okay, how nootropic-y really is this thing? How buzzing is this thing? It comes in about the 30 to 40 minute mark. I would say it's a little under something like this. This one was straight like, bottle rocket, like feeling good, wanting to like dance as you're lifting kind of stuff. Not to the point of like unhealthy or like there's something off label in this thing. That's extremely pure. They actually claim jugglins in this one type sourcing. This is a good solid source. Like the source of 2 amino, like I said, very, very comparable to things like Toxic Masculinity, Pillager and Conquer 2 amino sourcing, lockdown sourcing of 2 amino, the 2 amino used in KJ Labs. That's where I kind of see the sourcing of this 2 amino. It's just a really good source. It's not like, I wouldn't put it on the level of like Dark Labs, Cocoa Labs, but the combination of that good solid source of 2 amino at 200 with the L-theanine at 700 milligrams, kind of, it gives us this vibe of this pre-workout. It's been years since I ran this thing. I haven't really seen anything like it. But there was this pre by Alpha Lion when it was small, this superhuman Hulk juice pre-workout. And I think they had 350 of the L-theanine in there. And I loved it so much at that time period of my life because I was lifting at like 6 p.m. at night. And it came in nice and easy. It came in quick though, so it wasn't like I was waiting around forever. But and then it just peaked, and it had a good euphoric vibe to it. Nothing over the top, no drama, no heart racing. It was a little bit more, definitely a lot more euphoric than like your general Vitamin Shop GNC type products. But at the same time, there's no bite to it. There's no drama on the other end. You didn't have to pay the piper for the come down, the crash, because the L-theanine dosage really helped ease everything off and help the thing decline fast, and I could actually get to sleep at like 10:30, 11 p.m. at night. And that's where this one kind of fits in for me. It's very, very similar to that one. So I feel like there could be a lot of people that could utilize this in their arsenal. Everyone might have these days of the week where they get in a little bit later, or maybe they have a high stress day and they want something that still has that euphoric vibe to it, but not so freaking buzzing that like, they're never going to come down from it. And like they might, have a little bit of anxiety already going on coming into the workout. So this is one of these types of pre's when you'll feel that way. It will come off easy. It will come off smooth. You'll have a heck of a workout, but then afterward you'll be ready to go back to life and everything else you have to tackle that day. So all in all, awesome pre. Kind of how I'd score this one. Euphoria. Here, come over here, Audrey. My daughter just walked down here. I know there's the one hater out there that does not like her being on these channels, but this is a family thing. So let's have you sit up here and finish this review here. So scoring wise, Euphoria, let's go ahead and give this thing a good solid, let's go give this thing an 8.5 out of 10, man. We're going to do some 0.5s here, get official. Yes, the theanine does die it down a little bit, but the synergy of it makes it a lot more smooth. So I think some people that might get a little too anxious when they take some of these types of pre's actually might end up experiencing more euphoria than I did. Me personally, I love Alpha Yo. I don't call myself an Alpha Yo alpha dog, but I really do enjoy it. And actually stacked Alpha Yo on this one run just to see what it was like. And it did. It was awesome. It made it just, with that included, just to get a little, you know, because we're here reviewing products, not just pumping products up. And I think if they add something like that into this thing, maybe they do a limited edition, like some sort of fully armed Black Ops or something like that, add some sense of urgency into it. I think it could really take off, no pun intended, with the name of this company. Pumps, we'll give this thing, you can't really ask for much more. That's beautiful. The 6 grams citrulline, the carb 10 actually did do a pretty sweet job. And, just the way it came together. There's a few things you might be able to say could be thrown into this thing to help it. But, they're pushing 20 gram scooper here for a Stim Junkie pre. We'll go and give this thing another 8.5 out of 10. Like, it's just very solid. Yeah, there could be a few other ads that could make this thing take off to the next level pump wise. You could even stack something on this thing too if you wanted. But all in all, and I can't complain. Like, for Stim Junkie pre, this gives you everything you possibly could need as far as like a base level. And then overall, raw energy, tunnel vision, focus, sense of urgency. Sense of urgency is going to be a 7. This is one of these ones that does take a step back sense of urgency wise, just with the ingredients I've already discussed and talked about. There's no Alpha Yo. The Synephrine does bring a little bit to the table as far as sense of urgency, just doesn't have that kick like Alpha Yo. So this is not going to be your crazy urgent pre, which is no big surprise. Raw energy, good solid 8 out of 10. Like, there's no complaints from me here. It has the perfect amount of energy. Just could, possibly use a bit more slap if that's what you're looking for. But it still scores pretty well on just overall energy mode there. And then focus, the focus you get is going to be that 2-amino good vibes focus, which is going to be a good 8 out of 10 as well. It's one of these ones that's not going to like bottle rocket you into like some other dimension like we've talked about, where you feel like you're training in a hyperbolic time chamber like some of these pre's to my left up here. But at the same time, it's very good, very, very well-rounded, great sourced, solid sourced 2-amino product. Like, it's got the goods in there. We've seen it more buzzing, but we've seen it less buzzing too. Like, so you're not going to be like angry and frustrated with the way it hits. But it does leave you the abilities. I kind of want to end it on this one. So I do all this scoring and stuff like that, and that's at the good solid grammage on the label. But the fact that this caffeine level is kind of mid, it's not really on the crazy high level, it does leave you the flexibility to stack something with this thing, maybe some sort of cap that has a Alpha Yo hembane, maybe a little bit more caffeine, maybe a little bit more 2-amino or something like that, nothing crazy, but it leaves you that to kind of take this thing to the next level. It also leaves these guys some space if they do want to come out with like a limited edition, like Black Ops fully armed, that'd be badass. It gives them the ability to kind of do that, up the game a little bit. But this one's for the mass majority. And so for when you're creating a pre-workout product, that's kind of what you'd expect for like the first run of a pre. It's something that just like everyone can really enjoy and appreciate. And it's not just for like the alpha dogs of the stim world. And I kind of learned that with Lockdown. When he was designing this product, he thought he tinkered with the idea of adding Alpha Yo hembane, but he kind of figured in the end that if the Alpha Yo alpha dogs wanted something a little more urgent, they could stack some Alpha Yo caps on it. But all in all, I mean, the flavor is awesome. Raspberry lemonade, you love raspberry lemonade, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. And you did not, no children drank this during the filming of this. And anyway, so the flavor is awesome. The pump's awesome. One other critique too, the label's really, really cool, but I wish it would make it pop just a tad bit more. The precision guiding protein, man, that one really just shoots out at the screen. If they could make this thing like a shiny black have these letters pop out a little bit more, something like this, this really catches your eye, doesn't it, Audrey? Like if you were looking at this one and this one, you probably want to like look at that label longer. the Speed Force guy with the crazy gold stuff going on here. So another thing too is, we're trying to give some good constructive feedback too as well. So not only like the sense of urgency ad, the design thing that makes it pop a little bit more. It's really cool though. I love the mask. I love the even got some fun facts there on the side of the bottle about airplanes here. The speed, the top speeds, the wingspans, the lengths, the height. So this is some good book learning for you guys to have too as well when you take this product. But this also is being carried at highstempreworkouts.com right now as well. So really cool that they're starting to add some unique 2-amino smooth player hitters outside of these crazy experiences like, bottle rocket to the sky type pre-workouts. So one of these ones that would go really well with that to add to your, not combining them together, but ones to add to the arsenal. So you take a smooth player one day and then you take one of these another day. Helps you, I call it diversifying your pre-workout portfolio a little bit. So we all need a little diversification in our lives. So anyway, like, subscribe, catch me on the next review. Awesome product here. Love this one. Was so honored to get to review a nice small company like this that threw everything they got into their label. And they did an excellent job. So support these guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.